Hi guys, Aaron Dorr here, policy advisor with Wyoming gun owners, with an update for you on Senate District number 5. Getting a lot of questions from gun owners in SD 5. This is a hotly contested three-way primary featuring the incumbent Fred Emerich versus Ryan Wright versus Lynn Hutchings. A lot of candidates, a lot of movement, a lot of noise out here, a lot of mail being tossed around. You guys are asking us, who should we support in this race? First of all, we're a 501c4 nonprofit, so WIGO can never tell you who to vote for. We can't advocate for or against candidates. What we do is give you the facts. And sometimes, in the case of Fred Emerich, for example, the incumbents go to great lengths to hide their views and to hide their record. Well, that's what we're here for today, is to give you the facts on where Fred Emerich has stood on your gun rights in his long tenure in the Wyoming State Senate. Here's what you're not going to hear from dear old Fred. Number one, this is going back a way now. This has been a long time that Fred's been an enemy to gun owners. Number one, February 11, 2011, so we're going back a ways here, when Wyoming enacted constitutional carry law back when Anthony Bouchard was the director. February 11, 2011, Fred Emerich voted no on constitutional carry law. Voted no. This bill had overwhelming support in the House and Senate and was signed into law by Matt Mead, the same guy who refused to sign Stand Your Ground law earlier this year. Way back in the day, Fred Emerich already put his flag on the gun control camp and said, I will not support constitutional carry. That took place on February 11, 2011. This year, February of 2018, February 27 to be exact, Senator Emerich voted on the Perkins Amendment. The Perkins Amendment was an anti-gun hostile amendment on Stand Your Ground law. The amendment number was S2002. And what it did was weaken several key components of Wyoming's Stand Your Ground law. Now, we reinserted those in subsequent amendments in the days that followed, but we asked Senator Emerich, we even sent him a little note and told him why this is a bad amendment and asked him to oppose this on behalf of gun owners in Wyoming. And Senator Emerich stood with some of the most crazy anti-gunners in that caucus, and there are a couple of them, in that chamber rather, and he voted yes on the anti-gun Perkins Amendment S2002. Fred Emerich has also been asked this year by WIGO, what would you do if you're reelected when it comes to red flag gun seizure laws? He won't answer that question. We've asked him, what would you do if someone tried to confiscate or ban the AR-15 and similar type of popular semi-automatic firearms? Fred Emerich won't answer. We asked him, what would you do on harmful things like disarming Americans who are under the age of 21? Many states now are moving to ban and confiscate firearms if you're 18 through 20 in the wake of the Parkland, Florida shooting. We asked Senator Emerich, would you oppose that? He won't give us an answer. Every single question we asked him, would you make sure to oppose any attempt to repeal Stand Your Ground law? Senator Emerich will not answer. Candidates who don't answer or don't tell you where they stand when it comes to your gun rights at election season and when they need your help the most are candidates you should be very concerned about, because oftentimes that is a dangerous sign about what they would do if they were safely in office, for example. In Fred's case, it's no secret. His record speaks for itself. One of the few guys to oppose constitutional carry in Wyoming. One of the few guys to support the harmful Perkins Amendment this year in 2018. Sometimes these people can have a bad day, perhaps. Maybe they weren't sure what the language said. Maybe they were just not paying attention. In Fred's case, he's been an enemy to gun owners going all the way back to 2011 when he first stood against our gun rights and opposed constitutional carry. I trust I've dealt with Emerich's record sufficiently. Next in this race, we have Ryan Wright. Ryan Wright. Now, we spoke with Ryan Wright on the phone, spoke with him via mail and with a survey program. We asked him a couple, very same questions we asked Fred Emerich. Would you support, for example, gun-free zone repeal legislation? Because we all know that gun-free zones are the most deadly places that you can be because criminals don't obey these ridiculous policies. And we're expected to. So our goal is to roll those back in Wyoming on public property. And we asked Ryan, where would you stand? And he refused to answer. I asked him numerous times on the phone, why won't you just answer? It's a yes or no question. He refused to tell us where he stood. Refused to tell us where he stood. Worse, though, perhaps, Ryan Wright, when asked if he would oppose red flag gun seizure laws, said no, he supports them. It's right there on his candidate survey. He said he supports these and would not block them. Now, to be clear, and as I explained to Ryan numerous times, red flag gun seizure laws would allow anybody, a bitter ex-spouse, perhaps a bitter ex-employee, perhaps an angry neighbor, anybody who doesn't like you could make up a claim that you're a harm to yourself or others. Maybe they saw your WIGO bumper sticker and were concerned about that. Maybe you posted a photograph of a new firearm you bought on your Facebook page. They can make up a claim and take information like that before a judge as this bill is being proposed, and they could say he should lose his guns. And a judge can, and they are all across the country right now in many states, issuing red flag gun seizure orders. And here's the worst part. These things happen via ex parte hearings. You're not even allowed to be in the room. You don't even know the hearing is taking place. The first time you would find out about this is when the government comes to your door and asks and demands and takes your firearms. That is what a red flag gun seizure law is. That is moving in states all across the country. It's being talked about for Wyoming in 2019, and Ryan Wright, by his own admission, supports that legislation. That's what we know about Ryan Wright. Very, very concerning. Lynn Hutchings, however, has surveyed 100% for Wyoming gun owners. She has promised to support all of the pro-gun bills we have asked her to consider for 2019. She has pledged in writing to oppose all of the gun control bills that we asked her about. And I believe she vowed to sponsor pro-gun bills if elected into office. So these are the facts that we have. Fred Emerich has been an enemy to gun owners and your gun rights for a very, very long time. Ryan Wright has pledged to be an enemy to your gun rights again when it comes to the issue of red flags laws. And he simply won't tell us, he refused to tell us what he would do when it comes to gun-free zones. Lynn Hutchings has answered the questions 100% across the board and did so with no hesitation. Guys, that's what we have for you right now. This again is for Senate seat number 5, SD5. So if you live there, if you have friends and family there, make sure and pass this around. Tag your friends in the comments. Any questions you have, be sure and ask us those. But that's what we have right now. Guys, finally, if you're not yet a member of WIGO, if you're not yet involved in the organization, we need your support to help get this information out there in races all across the state. So please go to our website. It's wyominggunowners.org and join up today. Thanks a lot, guys. More to come.